Are you in executive management being asked if the organization needs a project manager or to sponsor a project? You might be an operation or functional manager being asked to advise at the start of a project. Do you need to manage a project manager or team for the first time? Maybe you have been asked to manage an entire project for the first time. We will identify and compare the roles of project manager, program manager, and portfolio manager. We will look at functional or operational managers and their roles in the organization, as well as their relationship to the project manager. What are project assistants? Are they project managers, administrative assistants, clerks, secretaries? What roles do executives, human resources, and supervisors play? At the end of this video, I will share some bonus links and resources and have some tips on hiring project managers for your organization. So stick around and let's get started. First, a note about terminology and language. In any field, terminology can vary not just between national languages, but between industries, professions, crafts, and cultures. With 5 people in a room and the same word can have 5 different meanings. A budget analyst and a contract manager may be saying the same exact thing, yet they may still argue about it, not understanding the other correctly. You want a good project manager that can navigate and translate as your team engages in a project. We will explore this in more detail in this video. By the way, I will use the term organization very generically. This can refer to your company, office, business, nonprofit, even a youth group. Regardless of your industry or sector, the information that we cover in this video has value for you. One note, you may hear different names for the roles that we will discuss based upon your organization and the project methodology that you have selected. That's okay. Focus on the functions of the roles that we will discuss. While the names may change, the reasons behind them stay fairly consistent. Management is a popular profession. A Master of Business Administration or MBA is a degree that is well respected, and we acknowledge what that skill set brings to the workplace. A project manager is just a specialized manager. The same is true of any IT manager, program manager, portfolio manager, contract manager, etc. All of these specializations share common traits and skills. They just focus more on some areas based on their assignments. For example, an operational manager manages permanent or long-term staff and resources. Their authority comes from their chain of command. By contrast, a project manager manages staff and resources temporarily assigned for the duration of the project. When the project is over, the project manager's authority ends and the team adjourns to other duties. Operational managers are key to projects. Along with the portfolio office and records office, they maintain the historical knowledge of your organization. Operational managers know who have the skills for a particular project. They can provide overviews of impacted systems or services. And most importantly, they will assign their resources based on the priorities of the organization. Maintaining clear communications on project needs and progress with this group is critical. Project management refers to managing a temporary effort to produce a unique product, service, or result. That's the definition right out of the PMBOK. This is not an ongoing process or operation. When a project is started, the project charter authorizes a project manager to manage the project and the assigned resources. Project managers are usually expected to manage one or more specific projects. When the project ends or the charter is withdrawn, the project manager moves on to their next assignment. Program management refers to managing both long-term and temporary efforts that are tied together by a theme. This can include ongoing processes or operations. In many ways, the program manager and the functional manager are similar. In your organization, this may be a nexus point on the career ladder. Program managers may oversee multiple project managers working on similar projects, usually within the same project portfolio. As I mentioned, they may also manage related ongoing processes or operationals. Managing a program requires most of the same skill set as managing projects. However, you really want someone in this position who has a broader understanding of your organization and how the work they oversee impacts that organization. A good program manager can shift resources between operations and projects, shore up schedules, meet deadlines, and meet human resource requirements. A great program manager can improve your bottom line by identifying areas for improvements and gauging risks to their section of the organization. Their placement in the organization gives them that broader view while still being accessible to staff above and below them in the chain of command. A portfolio is a collection or grouping of efforts or functions of your organization. It can be reported as a dashboard, spreadsheet, or by other methods. You could have a portfolio for all works or a single product line. Master portfolios cover all of the organization's work efforts or outputs. The massive amount of information is understood by and maintained by the portfolio manager. A good portfolio manager can identify cost savings, process improvements, and revenue opportunities for an organization. The higher level view of the entire organization allows them to identify which sections of the organization are performing to your standards and which ones need help. This role may work with the budget officer or legal department to identify risks or the ability to absorb a higher workload. The portfolio manager may or may not be part of the portfolio office. Either way, they should be at a level to directly advise the owner or CEO and other executives. In some organizations, the chief portfolio officer is an executive position. What about project assistants? The title can vary, but do not assume that the term assistant means that they are unskilled or lower on the chain of command. Experienced people may be assigned as project assistants so that they can learn and the organization can transition them into upper level positions. On the other side of the spectrum, this is a great role for student assistants. The role usually focuses on one or two primary tasks to keep the project moving. A project assistant may maintain the schedule, status, or budget at the direction of the project manager. They may perform administrative tasks or may assist with note-taking or presentations at meetings. They may even perform a management function delegated by the sponsor or the project manager. This might involve an audit or control function. Large, complex projects can take advantage of this role to supplement the team and take basic tasks off the hands of the team leads so that the leads can focus on higher risk tasks. Now, about executives, managers, and supervisors. An executive is anyone high enough in the organization that they directly report to the owner or CEO, as well as the owner or CEO themselves. A manager is anyone who controls or assigns resources. This could be everything from people to products. So what is a supervisor then? A supervisor is a role within the human resources structure. Usually anyone who has people directly reporting to them are also supervisors. The role may include time and attendance tracking, performance evaluations, and enforcing the rules of the organization. In summary, today we discussed general, operational, and functional managers. We looked at project managers, program and portfolio managers, and the positive role of project assistants. We wrapped up with the roles of executives, managers, and supervisors and how they relate to the organization. If you want me to go into any of these in more detail, please let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and click on the notification icon to receive alerts when I post new content. And if you found this material useful, please consider clicking on the like button. Hiring a project manager can be a daunting task. Do you hire for experience or someone who you can train? Do you hire someone with a project management degree or certification? Do you hire a subject-specific project manager or someone with a broader understanding or techniques? Can you trust the resumes, references, and interview results? If you've been burned in the past, these questions make sense to you. We will get into more detail in a future video. However, here are some basic tips to get you started. The process for hiring a project manager is like any other employee or contractor. Identify the skills that you're looking for and the experience. Ask for a resume and references. Insist on an interview. Now, I'm not going to get into whether the interview should be in person, by phone, video call, or simulation. The value in each of these formats varies between sectors and industries. I will just say for now that you should be comfortable with your choice. When looking at degrees versus certifications, here are a few things to keep in mind. If someone has just graduated with a project management degree, they're likely qualified with the basic skills, same as someone who is just certified. In fact, degree programs may prepare students to graduate with both the degree and the certification if they want to. You need to examine the complementary experience that they bring with it. If your project is small and simple, a new project management graduate may be just what you need. They have the basics and you can grow them into the ideal employee. However, if you have a large, complex project and need an experienced project manager, make sure they are certified by an institution that requires certification renewals or re-examination no less than every 3 to 5 years. This makes it more likely that they have been updating their craft. If they just graduated, is this a second career? They may very well have been managing projects for years, but only recently returned to school to formalize it. Maybe they earned their certification 10 years ago, but now decided to get an industry-specific degree. The key here is that you should look at the person holistically, not based on 1 or 2 standalone criteria. Well-rounded project managers may be able to work through risks and issues that may have eluded the tunnel vision that can occur with industry-specific project managers. On the other hand, industry-specific project managers know the culture. They know the language of the profession and may more easily unify the team, moving them from storming to norming quickly. If you are not familiar with Tuckman's storming and norming, let me know in the comments and I will address that in a future video. Check out the description of this video for a link to the Project Management Institute, or PMI. I have also linked to the International Institute of Business Analysts, or IIBA, and to Excelis for additional information on Prince2. If your business is just getting started with project management, or if you have questions, these are great resources. PMI may even have a chapter operating in your area. Note that none of these organizations sponsor or endorse this video. The links are provided for informational purposes only. Wait, hold on. Did he say Prince2? Where did that come from? For those of you with me today who are not from the United States or who practice internationally, you may notice that my explanations are somewhat Western-centric and PMI-centric. I'm in the US and my certification is from PMI. That's the environment that I operate in. And even though PMI certifications are recognized globally, they are not the only certifications available. The second iteration of the Projects in Controlled Environments, or Prince2 through Excelis, offers fundamentals, practitioner, and professional level certifications. Prince2 addresses the same methodologies, but approaches them slightly differently. And there may be other certifications out there as well. Remember, take a holistic look at your candidate if looking for a project manager. If you would like a more in-depth video on any of these topics, please drop a comment. Again, please consider subscribing and clicking on the notification icon to receive alerts when I post new content. And if you found this material useful, consider clicking on the like button. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time and consideration. Until we meet again, I wish you well on your journey.